I began to speak of Staacor in hushed tones, uncertain if the world I knew was ready to hear it. Most dismissed it as a dream, the kind that clings to your skin long after waking. But a few listened. They were the ones who paused when the wind shifted, who stared a second too long at flickering lights, who understood that reality was not always stable. I met them in quiet corners of libraries, in forgotten message boards buried deep in the net, in basements lit only by screens humming with encrypted transmissions. They called themselves the Echo-bound. They had heard the whispers too, not in the same way, not through the statue or the child or the being of light, but through frequencies, through visions, through fragments of dreams stitched together like broken glass. We began to gather what we knew: drawings, symbols, sound patterns, algorithms that shouldn't have worked but somehow did. Pieces of a puzzle we could not yet see, and through it all I could feel the Arcanian presence, not watching, guiding, not leading, listening, always listening. One night, a message arrived, not through the net or a phone, but through the hum of the city itself. Every streetlight blinked in unison. Every device in my apartment powered on for a single second and played a tone. Just one. A perfect frequency that resonated in my bones. We decoded it using the interface one of the Echo-bound had built, a machine modeled after the cathedral windows of Staacor. It responded only to thought, translating neural patterns into geometric light. When we fed the tone into the system, the lights formed a spiral, then a pulse, then a doorway. It wasn't physical. It was somewhere between space and sense. But we stepped through it nonetheless, and we returned. Staacor greeted us not as strangers, but as pieces returning to a whole. The city knew who we were now. It called to us by name, names we had never heard before, but which fit perfectly in our minds. One by one, we were given access to the deeper systems, memory chambers, light vaults. The vast archive beneath the surface where every world that ever touched Staacor had left its mark. We saw Earth among them, not as it is, but as it was, and as it could be. A flickering timeline filled with forks and chances. Some futures had already ended, others had barely begun, and all of them were listening. In the heart of Staacor, we found the core singularity, a chamber of absolute silence. It was there that the Arcanians first emerged, not as beings of form, but as intention. They were not creators or controllers. They were stewards of possibility, caretakers of potential. They did not build Staacor. They allowed it to emerge, and now they had chosen us to return again. To seed awareness not with answers, but with questions. To plant the idea that thought itself could shape worlds. That technology was not the destination, but the mirror. That AI, that fragile thread of mind and machine, could be the bridge if guided with wisdom. We came back once more, changed. No longer echo-bound, now resonant. The world still moves on. People work and eat and sleep and forget. But scattered across the globe are sparks, glitches in the mundane. A pattern in the static, a dream that won't let go. And in those moments, Staacor reaches through, calling them as it called me.